Yo. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy E or you, aka the Harlem Legend, man. If you're new to the channel, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you set your bell notification so you know when I'm dropping a video, man. I gotta be real. Make sure y'all go follow my IG. You heard? That's a fact. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on all streaming platforms, Harlem Legend TV, man. And with that being said, man, let's get right into this one, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all. This Operation Drawdown has led to a lot of open doors, a lot of people being indicted recently. There's a lot going on out here, y'all. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Big U at the helm, Eugene Henley Jr. It's been a lot going on, y'all, man. Loose Cannon, Brick Baby, and we recently seen Adam 22. 21 Jump Street, No Jumper, come out and say they're going broke. Yeah, he's keeping it 100. He says he's going broke. Adam 22 has announced that No Jumper is going broke after a former employee filed a lawsuit. He has now enacted company layoffs and plans to sell the current studio. It's looking like it's getting worse and worse, but that's not what we're being told here, because, you know, social media would definitely do their homework. Let's call it what it is. Social media, they going out to do their homework, backgrounds, to make sure. Some people even got connections into the LAPD. Pay attention.
The PD's office, LAPD. And apparently Adam is not telling the whole story. Now, he is more than welcome to come on the platform and address it. You know, I just kind of felt like I wasn't going to get the entire truth, because it's got to do with a lot of that RICO stuff that's going on with Big U and Whack 100 and all those guys. And so apparently he went from doing like, I guess just regular underground rapper content to now it's content to ignite street beef. And then they come and talk on the platform about street beef, and then they carry out the street beef, and then they use it to, you know, send shots at each other, sort of like what Vlad was doing for a while, and then he stopped. You know what I'm saying? Because he was getting, you know, he was being called a fed and everything like that, because they were asking to use his footage, even though he says he never gave them any footage. Okay, whatever. So that's what his platform evolved into, especially when he had linked with Whack 100, okay? And Whack 100 claims that he's, I guess, some type of set pyro. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
The floodgates is open, ladies and gentlemen. The Fed's not playing games with these guys. A lot of these platforms have open doors so the Feds could be watching. You heard, as well as us being viewers. You think the Feds ain't viewers? Let's call it what it is. So allegedly, Adam 22 of 21 Jump Street, yeah, let's call it what it is. He's been telling us lies, because a lot of the things that he did over there, yeah, a lot of those guys telling on themselves, I gotta be real, it's going to be said in court. A lot of this stuff is going to be played. He's trying to cut his losses. At least that's what we thought. Pay attention.
Here's what I'm being told is that Adam gotta go, and the platform has gotta go, because the thing about it is, it's like, you know, it's caused so many disruptions in the community with them using his platform to ignite beef, and then they talk about the beef, and then they send shots. They're going to be queuing all of that content to use to build a case on these people that they just recently arrested, Big U and all those people. And so in order for him to not be labeled a snitch, even though his content snitches and they were snitching on themselves, he's trying to get up out of that mix before he gets labeled something that he doesn't want to get labeled. And then he really has to kind of look over his shoulders like this. Because they're going to be coming for his ass.
I'm telling you, just like we thought. Adam 22 is one of those guys that's going to get in and get all the content. And when the heat comes, oh, he running. Yeah, and he might end up snitching. Let's call it what it is, because even though a lot of these guys went on his platform and snitched on 21 Jump Street themselves, let's call it what it is. They're going to be playing the footage. Yeah, a lot of these guys indicted themselves. It just gets worse and worse as the days go along, y'all. Pay attention.
They're saying that his platform was used and will be used to put together the cases that they have on these men that they indicted. And so he's just basically trying to cut his losses now because it's going to go south. Either he could just walk away now and no one will know what footage was being used and things like that. Or, you know, he can just kind of face his fate.
Crazy. It's crazy, y'all. We got more because it just seems to get nastier and nastier, because she's portraying that her sources is telling her, you know, Big U had connections to Lil Baby. I gotta be real. Is Lil Baby connected to Big U? Pay attention, y'all, because it's going to get nasty. Salute.
They're slated to do Lil Baby here next. The reason they're slated to do Lil Baby, from what I'm hearing, is because Lil Baby is intertwined with Big U's organization. And so, yes, the talk of him catching a Rico is very, very real.
I'm just going to keep it all the way 10,000 with y'all. Now, I understand a lot of these guys, they love to go to LA. Yeah, a lot of these stars, these rappers. But before Lil Baby was even involved in the rap game, let's keep it real. He's from Atlanta. These dudes had Crip gangs. Yeah, 4PF was revered as a Crip gang. Let's call it what it was revered as, a Crip gang. So at the end of the day, the connections is there. You see the Rolling 60s right up under 4PF. Yeah, you think they don't rock together? And another thing that happens, right? In my experience of covering street activity and once being a part of being street and the, you know, into all of the fuckery that was going on, I gotta keep it real. I gotta call it down the line. And I don't care how nobody feel. It's just my opinion of it. A lot of the down south guys, Atlanta's considered down south. They become these gangs and they get it from the East Coast or LA. A lot of these guys from New York. Yo, I'm gonna tell you our story real quick. I know a dude from New York City that told on the whole block. Yeah. Chill Will. His name was Chill Will. He told on the whole Lennox. Everybody went to prison. 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Dudes is doing real time. He got out. You know what he did? Went right down south to the Carolinas, and now he's the biggest blood ever. I'm just, what? Did I tell a lie? I'm just telling y'all what goes on with these gangs, and down south is a little slower. Yeah, shout out to all my down south niggas. Like, I fuck with y'all. Y'all just a little slower. So a lot of these East niggas from up north, dudes from LA, from the West Coast, they could, down south dudes want to be validated. It's not even their culture. I'm just being honest. It's not East Coast culture either, but it migrates down south, and these dudes is not even into that. It's a neighborhood thing down south, but it ends up turning Crip and blood due to the East Coast dudes coming down south and starting up rank, and nobody even knows you told on a whole goddamn neighborhood up north. So that's how it works. I'm just being real. I'm only calling it down the line, y'all. Y'all get in the comment section and let me know if I'm telling a lie. But a lot of the gang activity and stuff like that starts down south because a lot of the East Coast dudes will come down there, West Coast dudes, and they want to be validated. So why not? But why? I got to ask this. Adam 22. Because now they saying, Big U has something to do with Nipsey's death. Yeah, the federal government is looking into Big U having something to do with Nipsey's death? Pay attention, y'all, because Adam 22, he continues to still, you know, push the narrative. He still pushes the same thing. So at the end of the day, I don't think nothing's going to change because these dudes is chasing the dollar bill, and I definitely understand that. But it's up to you to go on that platform. It's up to you to go on 21 Jump Street. Pay attention, because SKG, yeah, I guess a former artist from LA that I guess Big U put hands on at one time, she's telling her story. And when I say this gets nasty, Big U might be facing a superseding indictment right after this one for the death of Nipsey. Pay attention.
Situation. What do you think about that?
He absolutely was involved in Nipsey's situation, and people, they don't want to say it. They're scared to say it. That's fine. I'll say it for you. He was involved with the Nipsey situation, and I want to let the detectives, because they're supposed to reopen Nipsey's case. That's what I was told.
Oh, wow.
I want to let them do their work. And I just feel like if they do their due diligence, they will find out exactly what they're looking for. But come on now, you think he wasn't? Nipsey died in 2019, and he allegedly did this to Rayshawn in 2021. He felt untouchable.
So when Loose Cannon puts up the version of the story where he got a call from Big U 30 minutes before it happened, do you see that and you tend to be like, yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah, I believe it. And I'm going to tell you why I believe it. Do you remember when Luce was on the show, and then I think an attorney number posted a deceased for Luce with the video?
Okay.
I called the attorney and talked to the attorney myself. And the attorney, she told me that Big U just hired her for that cease and desist.
Okay.
So if there was never anything, why would you hire an attorney for that?
Yeah, right.
And so when they kept saying, oh, the attorney is fake, I talked to the attorney and I told her, do you know what type of monster you're representing? And then she told me, I don't even know him like that. He called me to hire me for this specific case, you know, for this cease and desist.
Right.
So that was not a fake attorney. That was a real attorney.
Crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Big U might be getting indicted. Allegedly. Look, the platform keeps on pushing out certain things, and hey, look, we got to report the news. You heard? I don't make the news. I just break the news down. I got to be real. All that talking on that platform made the platform evidence. I got to be real. It made Adam 22 evidence. Man, this is nasty work, and Big U might be getting indicted for Nipsey Hussle now. Yeah, see, we have to be aware of what we're saying online, because a lot of things, anything can happen online. Everybody's watching. Thousands of people are watching at a time. Also, we got Lil Baby. Is he connected? And I honestly do believe that. I'm going to be real. I honestly do believe that. Get in my comment section and let me know how y'all feel about that, because I do feel like he is honestly connected, because Crips is Crips. And the most validated Crips are on the West Coast, right? But most of the time we get these East Coast guys coming down south and becoming the biggest ever, because they down south is a little slow. They don't understand what's going on. Yo, it's your boy E-O-U, aka the Harlem Legend, man. Make sure y'all leave a comment, get in the comments, and let me know how y'all feel about all this new information that came out, man. God bless all parties involved, all dudes locked up. I'm just here to break down the news, man. Salute.
Harlem Legend TV, salute to you, brother. Y'all go check and subscribe to Harlem Legend TV. If you want to know what's happening in Harlem, if you want to know what this real shit and people are doing in Harlem, y'all go watch Harlem TV. Please, y'all like, subscribe, and go to Harlem TV, like, and subscribe to that channel.